Because if you're for real, this is huge. And after back and forth emails, I realized this guy is absolutely genuine. And the more recent emails from his dad to completely confirm his story. And when I heard he was coming here today, I was like, this is perfect talk to come to, because we never met in person, only online. So Matt, do you want to come up and tell people your story? Is that all right? Can we have a round of applause for Matt? Yeah, thank you. So I've just remembered something. In the email, you actually said that lucid dream was 2 years ago, I believe, but you wanted to wait to send it to me so you knew that it was like for real, that it had really worked.
Yeah. Basically because, I mean, you mentioned that in your book. There you go, sorry.
Yeah.
You mentioned that in your book to, leave a little space between the lucid dream and seeing whether or not it's worked.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what I did, and, I was off of any medication. I wasn't going to any CBT anymore.
Wow.
Any other therapies. I've seen psychiatrists in the past, and nothing was really working. I did the lucid dreaming.
When you say did the lucid dreaming, did you come to a workshop or just through the books?
So I've been trying to think how I first got into lucid dreaming, and I think I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube, found your videos, read your books, learned how to do lucid dreaming reasonably quickly, but I was just messing about and having fun. The lucid dreams, flying around, exploring places, things like that. And that's when I suddenly thought, no, I can use this for something a little bit deeper than that. Which is where I set the intention to try and discover what it was that was making me so depressed.
Yeah. Okay, so this is good. So your dream plan was essentially to become lucid and find the source of your depression.
That was always my intention.
Yeah, so that was what really impressed me, because a lot of therapists here, I'm sure, will agree, the original wound. If you can find the original wound that kind of begun what led to the trauma or the depression or the mental health crisis, if you can find that original wound, you're working right from the root of the cause. So I was really impressed by that. Okay, so then you become lucid, and what happens?
Yep, so I become lucid. I recognise I'm in my bedroom, and I think, I definitely shouldn't be here. I'm not 10 years old anymore.
So you're in a childhood bedroom?
In my childhood bedroom. That's one of my dream signs.
Cool.
That I've noted down as well. Dream signs are always in my childhood bedroom.
Yeah.
Surrounded by posters of wrestlers on the walls. Anyway, so I realise I'm dreaming, and I think, okay. Then the dream suddenly changed, and I was in a big open field, and it was night time. And I looked up to the stars, and I said out loud, in a very sort of sarcastic way, go on then, what is it that's making me so depressed? What is it that's making me so down?
Was it sarcastic because you were a bit depressed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was depressed in the dream as well.
Yeah. So this is it. If you're depressed in the waking state, don't think that just because you're lucid, you're not going to be depressed. It's the same mind. It's going to be rain clouds in the dream, or can be, because you're depressed. So I love this that you were like, go on then, show me what it is.
Yeah. So I say, go on then, show me what it is. Again, all of a sudden, the dreamscape sort of changed. At a blink of an eye, it turned into a really nice beach, sandy long beach.
Yeah.
I could see the sea a little bit away, the tide was out, and what can only be described as a yellow brick road on the floor, and it went around the corner of this cove. So I thought I'd follow this path, and I got to the end of the path, and stood at the end was my grandmother, my deceased grandmother. She was scared, she was shaking, she had died of Alzheimer's. Several years prior, when I was 10 years old, and that's when it's like a light bulb moment, that aha moment that you talk about, where I suddenly thought, is the death of my grandmother the reason why I'm so depressed?
Yeah.
And then something in the dream confirmed that by saying, yes, it's because you feel guilty of the way you were when she died.
Wow.
Now, obviously, I was 10 years old, so I was too young to really understand what Alzheimer's was. I was too young to really go and see her in her home and in the hospital where she wasn't very well, so I wasn't really there in her final days.
Yeah.
Certainly not the final years of her being alive. But yes, she was there, she was scared, she was shaking. I remembered what you suggest about hugging everything you come across in a lucid dream, so I embraced my nan, and the weight that lifted off my shoulders was incredible. I can't begin to describe it.
So you become lucid, you call out for the source of your depression. Yeah. Your nan appears in like kind of displaying the Alzheimer's that she died of. Then you have this insight in the dream, or the dream kind of tells you that this is the cause of depression, this guilt that you weren't able to see her, that you didn't go to hospital and stuff like that. Then you hug her. What did it feel like when you hugged her?
Exactly how you described it, where it felt incredible. Just total bliss. This weight lifted from my shoulders. Just feel it draining away from me.
Wow.
The hug felt like it lasted forever, but in reality it was probably only a couple of seconds. But when I stepped back, she had turned into the woman I remember her years prior to her death, where she was always happy, always joking, always smiling, always carrying on.
That's cool. So she was like displaying with Alzheimer's. You hugged her and then had this kind of bliss moment. And then when you released the hug, she was like healthy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
mean, that's your mind, right? You literally, this is the cool thing about lucid dreaming. Everything's your mind. This representation of your grandmother, you have the courage to show love to that wounded part, and then she's healed. She's healthy again.
And then soon after that, I woke up and I thought, that's what the root of my depression was.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, a couple of years later, I finally wrote to you because I had to kind of build my confidence back up.
Yeah.
Even just, writing to someone that you'd be reading about was a big thing for me to do. So I had to build the confidence, and I wrote to you, and then that's what I'm saying today. Wow.
So would you say you're like, I don't know if this is even a thing, are we ever depression-free? But would you say that would you say the level of your depression has decreased drastically? Would you say you're still depressed?
Absolutely not. Not at all. It's totally gone.
Wow.
It did that one lucid dream where I hugged my nan and woke up, and did more for me than medication, CBT, and every other thing that I had to do for 5 or 6 years.
That's the quote. I want that on a T-shirt. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow. And are you still lucid dreaming now?
I'm still lucid dreaming. I lucid dreamed about my grandmother the other night, actually.
Oh, cool.
And again, just hugging her, but she is healthy in these dreams now.
Yes, because you've done the transformation. Wow. Amazing stuff, man. And I feel like this is a set-up interview because he speaks so well. I literally met him 6 minutes before the talk. We have never met before. I've just landed on my feet because you're really eloquent.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, some people be like, I just lucid dream. So you're like, you're great, man.
I thought, if I've been doing okay, then that's all good.
Yeah, man, smashing it.
Brilliant.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing, Matt.
Thank you for allowing me to...
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Oh, cheers, dude.
Cheers, Laurie.
That's so cool, man. Thank you.